my heart to higher. something even bigger than my pride. To show up with courage even when I'm trembling inside. And I will not worry about what others think of me. And I will not be shackled by the chains of conformity. I'll break the mold that in the past keep pushing till I'm free at last. I'll follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. You can call me fearless. I am fearless. I'll follow the road to adventure everywhere. I let the top down and let the wind tangle up my hair. Hitch my dreams unto the brightest star. On the trapeze of life, throw my heart right over the bar, yeah. On the other side of fear, there lies euphoria. And a better understanding of who you really are. I'll break the mold set in the past, keep pushing till I'm free at last. I'll follow the path of my heart and make my life a work of art. Call me fearless. Hey, I am fearless. Sing it with me. I am fearless. I am fearless. I am fearless. Thank you. Thanks so much. And whew, that's what we're going to talk about today. Thank you so very much, and welcome to Unity of Bon Air. It's great to see so many familiar faces here today. Sometimes it's hard to recognize people with the masks on, but I can see you, and we're so glad you're here, and we welcome our online folks as well. And we're going to stand and affirm right now that God is good and all is well. What a wonderful morning, yeah, beyond compare. I feel God's loving presence everywhere. I am filled with love in a world where many miracles abound. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. In the garden of my soul, I am happy, healed, and whole. I know that God is good and all is well. Please be seated.
Good morning, Unity. Welcome to Unity Bon Air, where we live and express unconditional love and grow together in peace and prosperity. My name is Jim Lakin, and I have the pleasure of being your service leader today. And I welcome all of you here in the in the sanctuary and those of you that are online with us. Whether it's your first time or your 100th time joining us, we're grateful for your presence and participation as we share this time together. We have to come together as part of love's divine purpose that calls us forth to celebrate the connection we all share. Through the holy presence within and all around that we call God. In the spirit of community, we unfold in light and love all spiritual and religious gatherings and people everywhere. And we begin our time together with a special message from the Daily Word. Today's Daily Word is faith. Faith is my guiding light. It keeps me hopeful when I'm tempted to doubt, and cheerful when I might otherwise feel gloomy. Faith tells me that even when the sky appears cloudy, the sun is still shining brightly above the clouds. Faith gives me a secure footing in the present as I plan for the future. Faith is an assurance that I am never alone, that everything I dream and do is divinely inspired. Every step I take in the direction of my aspirations is fueled by faith that they will come to pass. All of the wisdom, power, love, and strength of God are mine to express as only I can. Leaving timidity and hesitancy behind, I use these divine attributes boldly and with confidence. Faith shows me the way forward. Today's Bible reading comes from Hebrews 11:1. Now faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Today's affirmation, and I'll say it once and ask you to repeat it with me twice. With the assurance of faith, I move ahead with confidence. Together. With the assurance of faith, I move ahead with confidence. With the assurance of faith, I move ahead with confidence. And today we have a great pleasure in having a speaker, which I know you all love as much as I love. Miss Zita Correll. Zita has been a member of Unity Bon Air for over 12 years now. She's a former president of Unity Bon Air, and she is currently, she retired from the Finance Committee, but she's a Finance Committee emeritus. She's also on the music team and facilitator of Courageous Conversation and is chaplain emeritus. Zita is an ordained minister in the Baptist faith and has been a student of metaphysics, positive Christianity, and just life. She believes in the power of love and that love works for the good of all. So we can look forward to that message. And now we'll join in Surely the Presence.
Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. I can hear the rush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of love is in this place. Surely the presence of love is in this place. I can feel God's
Good morning, my dear hearts, and to all those who are still in their pajamas, we're happy you're with us. So we just sang about feeling the presence of love in this place. So let's go into an opening prayer and just let this flow into us, around us, through us. So we begin with a couple nice deep breaths. We let our breath bring us right to this present moment. Right where love is expressing as divinity within each one of us. Right where love is raising the vibration in this room. Right where we connect with that wonderful river of peace that is ever flowing in us. And taking us to that space where we are able to let go and let God. Taking us to that space where our faith is activated and we know we can believe in things we do not see because they are even more real than the things we can see. So let's take a moment in silence and just be awash in the power of this love and peace in the flow of this river that is ever running in and through us. And as we come back to this place, we give ourselves a moment to just feel the gratitude for this glorious day, for the possibility that this can be the best day ever in our lives because it is unfolding in the power of love. And we had our prayers for peace right before this service, so we just blanket our world with love. Every place where there is natural disaster issues going on, where there are issues of egos being at war with one another, where there is disease, we blanket all those places with that power of love that brings unity and harmony. We say thank you, Spirit, for this power, this presence that can change things, circumstances in the blink of an eye. And I invite you to join with me as we say 3 times, I am grateful, and just express the depths of our heart. I am grateful. I am grateful. I am grateful. So as I look out into our beautiful gardens this morning, I just think of the amazing time we had yesterday and want to share appreciation and thank yous for all those who made this an amazing day. And I was down where Phyllis was doing the blessings, and I wanted to get down on all fours, let me tell you. They were so precious, and the dogs and the owners were just in bliss. So, and Lisa was doing blessings as well. We had people at tables. We had people providing food, and doing artwork. It was just perfect weather, a perfect day, and I sat at the front table toward the end of the day, and everybody who left, they were just glowing. They just felt the joy and the love and everything that we stand for as a spiritual community as they spent time in our gardens. So thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone who made this possible. And our plant sale was going on also, so our garden team was here, and we still have plants available for sale that are on if they're still where they were yesterday, they're on the bridge. And if you have a place in your yard for some beautiful little things, go out and take some home with you today. And Joyce and I hosted our first spirit group this past week, and we just had the most delightful time with listening to Richard Rohr and thinking about contemplation. So I'm inviting Sherry to come up and tell us what's up next.
Thank you, Sherry. Thank you. Good morning, Unity. Good morning. Okay, so we had our first sessions of our Truth and Experience spirit groups. I know that sounds like a lot, but there's a reason for all those words. And last week it was Richard Rohr. This week we are going to have Suzanne Giesemann. And Suzanne is just an amazing human being. She was a former U.S. Navy commander, served as commanding officer, a naval intelligence officer, and was aide to the chairman of the Chief of Staff on 9/11. She is now a messenger of hope. She is an evidential medium and a teacher of the awakened path, a path to knowing who you are and why you are here. She has authored 12 books, and she has a radio show on Unity Radio every Thursday afternoon. We're going to talk about the two aspects of you, your story and who you really are, yourself, your soul. What aspects are you allowing in the forefront of your life? We're going to talk about feelings, and do you know how you feel? And when you're feeling that something just isn't quite right, it's just not quite there, then you know that you're in your story. We'll talk about how to shift to a higher focus and align your thoughts with love. We'll talk about the two emotions that the Course in Miracles says is only fear and love. And we'll talk about divine love, and divine love being the absence of separation. We'll talk about how to shift our focus to the truth of who you really are, and we'll talk about forgiveness. You can't forgive when you're in your story. It's only when you rise up and align yourself with your soul and view things differently from that aspect. You are a soul right now in a physical body. And both of these things communicate with each other and with those around you. So enjoy your week. It's going to be really fun. Thank you.
We're going to sing I Woke Up This Morning. I sure did. I think you did too. Here we go. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 4. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on the spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. woke up this morning, mind stayed on spirit. Walking and talking with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Loving is easy with my mind stayed on spirit. Loving is easy with my mind stayed on spirit. Loving is easy with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Everything's better. Everything's better with my mind stayed on spirit. Everything's better with my mind stayed on spirit. Everything's better with my mind stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Let's do one more. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind stayed on spirit. Woke up this morning with my mind, yeah, stayed on spirit. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Yeah.
Say together our statement of truth. There is only one presence and one power active in the universe and in my life. God the omnipotent good. We go into our prayer, the Lord's Prayer.
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we forgive our debtors. And leave us not in temptation, but deliver us from error. For thine is the kingdom and the power and the glory forever. Amen. Please be seated. Walk me over this horizon. Let the sun's light warm my face. Once again, the times are a-changing. Once again, I've lost my way. The words of ancient poets fall like dust upon my shoes.
Grief has robbed me of my vision, turned my heart from higher truths. So take my hand and lift me higher. Be my love and my desire. Hold me safe and all around. Take my heart to higher ground. I have walked too long in darkness. I have walked too long alone, blindly clutching fierce of diamonds that I found were only stones. I would trade the world of ages for a warmer hand to hold. The path of light is narrow, but it leads to streets of gold. So take my hand and lift me higher. Be my love and my desire. Hold me safe and all around. Take my heart to higher ground. In this world we move through shadows, never sure of what we see, while the truth abides between us. Come and share this truth with me. So take my hand and lift me higher. Be my love and my desire. Oh, lift me safe and all around. Take my heart to higher, higher ground.
Safe and all around. Take my heart to higher ground. You want to share some truth with me today? Do you? I want you to look at each other now. Look all around. You're beautiful. You're bold, brilliant. You're wise. You are some spiritual badasses up in here today. Come on. Get yourself a hand clap. And I have not forgotten the people online. You spiritual badasses too. I know you got your pajamas on drinking coffee. That's all right. We're going to get our coffee afterwards. Woo. You know, the truth of the matter is, I really don't have to speak anything. The music, the message, everything. I am not going to stand here and tell you something that you don't already know. Say, I know who I am. Oh, I'm not convinced. I know who I am. And I know who you are. So when I say to you today throughout the message, I know who I am, you say back to me, and I know who you are. Let's practice that. I know who I am. Who you are. All right now, come on, give ourselves a clap. Listen, y'all heard Jim. I'm trained Baptist, even though I follow New Thought, so I'm going to preach today. Okay? You know why? Because I got joy. I got love, and I see joy, I see love, and I thank you for being here. And when I finish the message, I want to be thanked for the inspiration, because all of you inspire me, and you inspire each other. So that's my goal for today. I thank God for it. So I know you've read the message. It says, using what you have in your life right now, no matter how small, how difficult, how fearful, how insignificant it may appear, you can still have a life filled with peace, joy, prosperity, blessings, and love. And you're looking at me, this short little black woman, and you're saying, what in the world can she tell me? Because I'm standing here telling you, you just got to be willing to live big. Well, let me tell you, when I came into the world, I'm not going to tell you the year, but let's just say, when I came in the world, I weighed 2 pounds, 1 ounce. Yeah. Stayed in the hospital for 6 months. Came home. I was so teeny, they tell me, that there was no such thing as clothes for preemies. So the smallest of small infant clothes, they would have to cut and sew in half. I know, isn't that something? But there was something within me that was already incarnated in me to live, to survive. So I was feisty. Can't y'all tell I'm feisty? I'm small, but I'm feisty. And that's important for you to know, because in my feistiness, growing up, I had to always look up. I'm serious. I'm petite. How many petite people are in here? Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Everything you do, you got to look up. Everywhere you go, you got to look up. You're standing in line, and I swear to you, it's as if people don't see you, they just cross. And it's not until they bump you, they just say, oh, excuse me. It can give you a complex. Even in growing up on the playground. You remember when you had to play dodgeball or whatever sports there were in school, team sports, you always got picked last. And don't even mention the physical agility things that they have you do. So, what do you do with that? Besides growing up with a complex. Now, let me tell you one more thing that's a complex. I grew up in a neighborhood in Richmond called Fulton Bottom. How many people know about that? Yeah, it's at the bottom of Church Hill. We had everything. We had our own post office, own zip code, grocery store, hairdressers. We had Five and Dime. We had drugstores where we would go get cherry Cokes. We had our own little Tasty Freeze. And it was a wonderful community until, I gather, I want to say around 1960, late 60s, 70s, urban development came in and decided that we don't need this anymore. Well, my life there was very interesting because, you see, it was a predominantly black community. And within that community, you still had responsibilities. You still had to be a certain way because you had to survive. Well, my family, we're all girls. My mother, her name was Dorothy, nicknamed Doll. Can you guess why? She was beautiful, drop dead gorgeous. and she ran the dry cleaners. Well, I had, her name was Miss Dahl. Last name's Carrington, Miss Dahl. So I had an older sister, Beverly. They called her Toy. Ooh, that's right. Why? She had the most beautiful mocha skin. And when she was young, they would put these big bows. You remember when you had the bows, you wear bows, big bows on her head. And she looked just like a doll baby. Called her Toy. My middle sister, Aldonia. I don't know where they got that name from. Aldonia, and her nickname was Donnie, but she changed it to Angel. She had the most beautiful, beautiful pecan-colored skin, and it was so smooth, and she had the most gorgeous eyes. And then there's me. Oh, I was feisty. I was cute, and I was the one that always did the talking. I always had questions. I think I'm the only child. Y'all have heard me say this before. I'm the only child that got in trouble in Sunday school because I would ask, well, why does Jesus only have 12 friends? What is that about? So here we are. We're known as the Carrington girls. Everyone knows in our community that, look, you don't bother the Carrington. You don't say anything negative. You don't even try to hit on, you know what that means, right? Hit on the Carrington girls. You don't do that. They are up here. Well, in our little society, that was an important place to be. And my mom, not only was she beautiful, she was cool. And I didn't appreciate this until after she had transitioned, but she was. Let me tell you how cool she is. Now, I told you she ran the dry cleaner. And being so beautiful, men would come and try to get a date or whatever all the time. And my mother smoked. Well, back then, smoking was very glamorous. You know, smoke. And what would they do was, easiest thing, I can approach her, I know what, I'll ask for a cigarette or a light. Well, if she found you undesirable, and this is her, she's smoking. Miss Dahl, can I get a cigarette? I don't smoke. I'm telling you a true story. I'm telling you a true story. So, by seeing this, by being in this world, by having the pressure of being a certain way, I quickly learned how not to ask so many questions because it seemed to upset people so much. I was like, well, what is wrong with asking a question? So my mom purchased a set of encyclopedias because she couldn't answer my questions anymore. And you know, it didn't stop. I was to ask questions. And she said, well, go look at the encyclopedias. Well, the encyclopedias really did help. However, I still didn't understand why I was always the smallest. That was something that I had to overcome. I didn't understand why I always had to have hand-me-downs, especially since they didn't fit because I'm small. I didn't understand why I had to go to church and listen to people judge other people. Didn't understand that. I didn't understand why we couldn't do what other people did. Why we couldn't have what other people had. But what I did learn, I learned that what I had was priceless. I had a family, had food, had clothing. I learned that as a child. Well, as I grew up, here we are. I'm an adult now. I will not go over my teen years. They were horrible. Y'all's were too, so come on. And as I became more aware of people, places, and things, And I realized that, I'm a child of the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We survived a lot, the Vietnam War, the oil embargo, come on, the civil rights movement. We have come a long, long way. But yet, today we sit and we wonder why we haven't achieved more as a society, as a person. What is going on? Do you think that? Yes. Why is that? We come to church and we sing, and we come to church and we praise God. We come to church, we praise ourselves. We come to church to say, I love you. I see you. We come here to be inspired for change. And I wonder why. So when I left my family church, and that's a whole nother sermon in itself, and I ended up at Unity. For the first year, I didn't do anything. I wanted to know what y'all were all about. Because I come from a background that judgment, got to judge you. You got to have on the same Jesus pen as me. You got to have the same Bible cover. You got to study the same everything. And I learned these people think like me. They love like I do. They see the possibility of themselves in me. And they see me for the first time. Me in my petite, bodacious self. Come on. Oh, I stand here before you. I don't apologize anymore. I went through so much of trying to fit in and trying to be and trying to know and trying to see other people, other things, other places, that I forgot that living big means all I have to do is be right here, right now, right where I am, right where you are. That's all it takes. And being willing to live big. The poet Rami said, stop acting so small. You are a universe in motion. I am a universe in motion. So we're moving on. And you know what? It's like this. Life is like this. You play double dutch. How many people know what double dutch is? Okay, right. All right. Life is like this. Double dutch. You've got person on one side, person on the other side. Two ropes. Boom, boom, double dutch. And the ropes are moving because the world is changing and the world is moving. And those ropes represent the world. And here you are. Okay, double dutch. I can jump in. Okay. All right, anytime now. Okay, I can. All right. No, wait, up. Wait. They're doing it too fast, Jim. Hold on, y'all. And you go, boom. And the first time you step in, you trip. The rope stop. And you're like, see, I told you I couldn't do it. Now I'm all embarrassed. That's not living a good life. I can't do it again because I've made a mistake. But guess what? The funny thing is this. The world is still turning. Double touch. Double touch. And you see your friends. And they're jumping. And they jump in. I got this. I'm double touching. I'm double. So you're back there. Yeah, okay. I can do it. Jump in again. Bam, the rope hits your leg. This is ridiculous. I keep telling you all, I cannot do this. I'm too small. The world says, we're going to keep on going. We're double touching. You can jump in if you want to, but we're going to do it. All of a sudden, you say, I see an opening. I see the timing. And then you jump in, and you're double touching. And you're smiling. And you say, I got this. And you go on. And you're living your life. Then all of a sudden, boom. That happened to me. You see, one of the things we need to do is be willing to live big, and I've said that. But what is living big? I thought I had it made. I had what I thought was a loving husband, place to live, car, job, family, church associations, friends. Had it made. Then one night, I wake up, and my husband is sitting on the bedroom floor. So I'm looking at him like, why is he on the floor? And I'm seeing, at that moment, I saw him. See, I see you. And I saw him. And I saw that there was something wrong, some torment. That was not the happy-go-lucky guy that I know. And I looked at him, and he looked at me, and I could see his tears in his eyes. So I get down on the floor with him. What is going on? And I looked, and I saw he had some adult beverage with him. And he says to me, he says, I don't want to be married anymore. I don't love you, and I am no longer attracted to you. Well, you can imagine, this is the person that I just knew saw who I was. And you must understand, for me to even talk about this today, I'm on higher ground, baby. So, not to draw it out, because I said to him in my bodaciousness, well, I know who I am, and if you don't like it, so be it. Guess what? That wasn't what was going on inside. Inside, my heart ripped open. I was heartbroken. You see, I didn't understand it because I did everything right. I did what my mother said. I did what fathers have said to their kids. I did it right. Went to school, got married, maintained relationships, acted like a responsible adult, and still here I am on the floor with somebody who says, I don't want you anymore. And I had wrapped my entire life around that man. And it's not that man, it's the whole idea of the marriage, the whole idea of living a successful life. But I got good news for you. Take a breath. I see you. When it's so funny because within a month, him leaving the home that we were living at the time, the owner decided to sell it. The car broke down. The only thing that didn't matter, no, we did go on, there was something going on at work. That there was, and I mean, everything that could happen to you happened. But I thank God for one thing, that unity taught me to hold on to love, hold on to peace, hold on to joy, hold on to who I was, knowing that I had to go in. Listen, I did some ugly crying. Girlfriends, boyfriends, let me tell you, I used a crying towel. Really, a towel, a bath towel, not tissues, a towel. I almost brought it today. But I just didn't, I'm like, you know what, I'm beyond that now. It belongs to the cat now, so I dry her off. So I'm telling you this because in the midst of all of it, one Saturday night, I'm standing in the kitchen, and T.D. Jakes is on, and he says, you all know T.D., if you don't know him, he has a mega church in Texas, and he's an awesome blessed, inspired teacher, preacher, pastor. And he always says this thing about get ready, get ready, get ready. I got mad. What the blank do I need to get ready for? So God and I had a very frank discussion that night. I used a few 50-cent words, some 75-cent words. I said some things that I'm like, oh, he's going to just strike me with lightning, but that doesn't happen because I'm still here. It was at that moment that I knew, within my knowing, I knew God knows. Spirit knows, whatever you want to call it, knows about your disappointments, your perceived failures. They know. The heavenly hosts know. The angels know. But what they want to know, what are you going to do? What am I going to do? I see you. So I decided at that point, so you know this, and I had comfort in that. I had comfort that as small as I was and as small as I was feeling at that moment and as small as my life appeared to be getting, I was heard and I was loved, but I knew I had to do something about it. What was going to be my next step? That's where the B comes in. I had to be willing to be who I was. That meant if I was hurt, I had to be hurt. I had to feel it. I had to go through it. I had to endure it. But I also had to put icing on it with love and acceptance, for that's what it was. And I had to be willing to realize that maybe this was a failure. I don't know. But one thing I also knew is I was willing to be a success, even at the fear of being a failure. And the other thing that I learned was forgiveness. Now, in that forgiveness, and this is one of the reasons I love Courageous Conversations so much, because you have to be, in order to change, in order to have a renewed mind, in order to connect, you have to become uncomfortable with who you are and where you are. In order to change anything, to have a renewed mind, a renewed heart, a renewed soul, you got to be uncomfortable. Hence the towel. So in that knowing, something occurred to me. It took about a few months. Something occurred to me, and it hit me during my quiet time. I had to forgive my husband. I'm going to call him my husband. I heard that expression here in Unity, husband. So I had to forgive my husband. Because the reality is this. As painful as the breakup was, somewhere within him, he had to love me enough to leave. That is what I hold on to. I held on to that. And I realized that is so true. And I gave thanks for that knowing. So in your lives, things that happen, people, places, and things, oh my gosh, and things don't work out, it's okay. But you got to be willing. And you got to be willing to live your life in such a way that it inspires others. I'm going to tell you right now, you know, we look at what's my purpose? What's my purpose? What's my purpose? I don't know what I'm supposed to do. What's my purpose? Your purpose is to inspire us. You know, we look at Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. You know, we look at all the great orators. Ronald Reagan was a great speaker. What did they do? They inspired. What are we to do? Inspire. I want to be inspired by you. You know why? Because I see you. Yes. I want to be inspired. I want to be able to walk up and say, hey, guess what? And you get just as excited because you don't know what the what is, but you're like, what? We're going to play double dutch? Like, no, I'm going to do such and such and such. Oh, I see you doing that. And then I'm going to say to you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Because, you know, one of the new things today in our B, we're talking about big, B-I-G. B is branding. Today, branding is the thing. You need to brand yourself. I don't really know what that means, but I think it has something to do with what you represent, you know, how you look, whatever. I don't know. But what I'm going to turn it into for the purposes here today is, what do I stand for? I stand with you in love. I stand with you in your success, whatever it may be. And we have to look at that success too. You know, we've been taught that it's the big house and the car. And as I get older, the big house is real nice, but I have to clean it, so that's a different story now. But what is it that I want? And you know, it's like, okay, what do I want? I can inspire. But you know what I really want? Say what? I want to know that I inspired. And every last person here wants the same thing. Is that not true? It is true. So when I say I see you, I'm so thankful that you do. And I'm thankful that I can see you. And I don't have to stand in judgment. I grew up enough with that. So the I need to keep going. The I is, imagine your life a year from now. And I know a lot of people do that. You know, folks come, facilitate. Oh, imagine your life. No. Truly, truly imagine it in reality. For me, I'm making biscuits without them being rock hard. True story. Just the small things. If we're willing, we get so preoccupied with the big things, we forget the small things. The fact that I smiled at someone and they smiled back at me. Oh my gosh. That means I saw them, they saw me. Why is that so important? Because we all have masks on now. We need to be seen. We need to be heard. We need to be loved. So imagine that. And then another thing about the I, you have to stand in your I am. It's not I am and George. I am and Missy. Let me tell you something. In the scriptures, Abraham was told to go to his promised land. Go to the promised land. Well, Abraham took Lot with him. Lot, the troublemaker. And what I noticed in the scripture was Abraham didn't hear from God until he separated from Lot. So what that means is, he tells you, Spirit leads you to do something. You got to stop taking people with you. Everybody don't want to go where you're going. But because we are so consumed with the fear of being successful, that we got to have somebody, come on, go with me. Can't do that. You have a courageous heart, and you have a confident soul. Excuse me, I said that backwards. It's a confident heart and a courageous soul. Say, I have a confident heart, and a courageous soul. I didn't believe that. Look at somebody. I have a confident heart, and a courageous soul. You feel it? So if you look at your life and you look at everything that's there now, you must understand your happiness is already there. Understand that if you want more, you got to go within. Understand that your I am is there waiting. Understand that heaven and earth will move for you. All you need to do is ask. Understand the last letter in living big is G, and that stands for God. I stand before you declaring in his presence, in the presence of the heavenly hosts, the power of the Christ that dwells through each and every one of us. Your living big is at hand right now. Right now. Say right now. I see you. And I love you. God bless you. God keep you. And may God's grace shine upon you. Thank you so much, Unity. Thank you. Namaste. Namaste. So we're going to do the meditation. Take a breath in. And I invite you to soften your eyes. Can I get the lights dimmed a little, please? Take a breath in and release. Take another breath in and release. And with the next breath in, know and understand that as you breathe, Spirit is breathing you. Breathe in and release. And we sit here in this knowing of who Spirit is, but not only that, but who we are. I feel the greatness. Feel the muscles and the blood flowing through your body. Feel the warmth in your solar plexus and hear the miracle of your heartbeat. And in this knowing, you say within, how great thou art. And you say, I am so grateful for the greatness that you are, God. You breathe in. And then next you say, I am so grateful for the greatness that I am. And in that, you realize, gosh, nobody can say I am except me. Because I am. I am. I am. Oh, it's such a wonder. I am. And as you sit in that knowing, you realize, wow, I'm standing on the street where I grew up. It's so beautiful. I don't remember it being this pretty, but it is now, so I'm going to walk. And as you walk along, you see a neighbor that you had not seen in a while. And gosh, you used to come over, or I don't know, maybe you babysit, maybe you cut grass, I don't know. And they run up to you and they say, hi. Oh, I haven't seen you in so long. It's so good to see you. And you reply, it's good to see you too. And as you all stand there and smile and take each other in, that neighbor says to you, I never got the chance to thank you for all the nice things that you did for me and my family. And you say, wow, thank you. So he or she says, I will see you later. And you keep walking down the street. And now you're in junior high school and you see a teacher that, my goodness, hadn't seen her in a while. And she says to you, oh, it's so good to see you. You shine like the brilliant sun. And you say, thank you. And that teacher says to you, you know, I never got the chance to tell you, but you were one of my best students. And there were many days that I didn't think I wanted to teach anymore, but because you stayed and kept coming and really applied yourself in my class, it inspired me. You say, wow, okay, thank you. So you keep walking. You end up at a grocery store in your neighborhood that you used to shop at, and the cashiers, oh, aren't you so-and-so? You say, yes. And you recognize them as, they used to be little, as the person that you used to babysit. And they say to you, I just want to thank you because I was bullied at school so much. And you would always encourage me. You'd tell me how wonderful and how smart I was, and you encouraged me to be all those things. And I just wanted to thank you. And you're overflowing with love and appreciation and surprise. And as you gather yourself and you walk back up the road, you walk into your spiritual guide. It could be Jesus, it could be Buddha, whoever. And they say to you, you were seen, you were loved, and you were needed. Now it's time for you to go and do the same again. And as we sit in that silence of wonder that we did make that difference in someone's life, and understanding that we may not ever hear from them, but know that they're there. The willingness to be who we are inspires others. We sit in that quiet stillness now. And in this knowing, we take a deep breath, a breath of gratitude, a breath of love. But more than that, a breath of inspiration to be all that we are, to live our lives big, to imagine, and knowing that God is truly in charge. And the plans that he, she has for us are so awesome that we look forward to it. So as you wiggle your toes, shake your feet, lightly open your eyes, seeing the world in a different place, and you and me in a different space. We give gratitude and we give thanks for that knowing. Amen. Amen. I invite Patty up to prepare for our offering. Thank you. Thank you.
Zita, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ you are, and we see you doing amazing things.
And I see you too.
So now it's time to share our tithes and offerings and celebrate the gifts we bring with our energy and our love. But before I have the ushers come around, I'm going to invite Jim to come up and share with you the tithes and gifts that we are giving, because we know that we are blessed when we share back in our community.
Yes, we are a tithing church, and I just wanted to share with you some of the organizations that we tithe to. Feed More, Eastern Region Association of Unity, Crossover Ministry, which is a local one, Chesterfield County Food Bank, which is also here, Sherry McKenzie, who is doing a great job with the spirit groups, Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, Unity Worldwide Ministries, World Unity Headquarters, Unity Urban Ministerial School, Silent Unity, Richmond Hill, also, Restoration Fellowship. And those were our tithes for this past month here. So we'd like to take this time, to just gather together and know that the gift and the giver are truly blessed. And that as these tithes move forward into the community, into the organizations that we love and support, that they support us back. And we know that this is so, and we give thanks and gratitude for that. So it is.
Thank you, Jim. And so if you'd like to take an offering in your hand, or if you do it electronically or however, just imagine blessing it, and we say our blessing. Is it up there? Divine love, as me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God, for the joy of giving and receiving.
You all know this song. And I want you to get up, be big. Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what the future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. Stand up and be counted. Don't be ashamed to cry. You gotta be bad. You gotta be bold. You gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard. You gotta be tough. You gotta be stronger. You gotta be calm. You gotta be cool. You gotta stay together. All I know is love will save the day.
Herald what your mother said. Read the books your father read. Try to solve the puzzles in your own sweet time. Some may have more cash than you. Others take a different view. My, oh my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is that love will save the day. Time asks no questions, it goes on without you, leaving you behind if you can't stand the pace. Yeah. World keeps on spinning, can't stop it if you try to. Best part is the danger staring you in the face.
Listen as your day unfolds. Challenge what your future holds. Try to keep your head up to the sky. Lovers, they may cause you tears. Go ahead, release your fears. My, oh my, hey, hey, hey. You gotta be bad, you gotta
gotta be bold, you gotta be wiser. You gotta be hard, you gotta be tough, you gotta be stronger. You gotta be cool, you gotta be calm, you gotta stay together. All I know is that love will save the day. Got to be bad, got to be bold, got to be wise, but never sad. Got to be hard, but not too hard. All I know, love will save the day. All I know is that love will save the day. All I know, love will save the day.
And now let us take this opportunity to bless our tithes and offerings. So we hold these gifts of love, of joy, of sharing, knowing that there's really only one of us here. So we send this out to be a blessing, to bring light, to bring joy, to presence love in such a way that people's hearts and lives are touched. And we say, thank you, Spirit. And so it is.
Thank you, Spirit.
And now it's time for transformational opportunities. That was a transformational talk. Thank you. In addition to the plant sale that's continuing from yesterday, we also will be cooking hot dogs today after the service. So if you'd like to join for a hot dog, there'll be some, miscellaneous accoutrements for that. So there you go. As far as our continuing transformational opportunities beside the spirit groups, which are ongoing, we have the gathering, which is going to be tonight, and we're going to join Reverend Patty, who is going to speak about words of power, where she will invite us to show with stories of love and victory in the midst of challenging situations. So that starts at 5 o'clock, and that can be on Zoom or in person here. So it's your choice. Next Sunday at 11 a.m., join us as Reverend Patty is going to give us a message titled, The Gift of Change. Patty says change is inevitable. Growth is optional, and will share with us how we can move through the flow of change and receive transformational gifts. She will also be sharing a spiritual practice from Emmett Fox with us. You know the saying, it takes a village. One place where we could use some extra hands is in the fellowship coffee. Basically, Susan Green and also Janet Loving-Pitts have been kind of ramrodding that for now, but we could use certainly some volunteers for that. So if you're interested at all in that, contact Susan Green or Janet on that. Don't forget, there are lots of activities going on every week at Unity Bon Air or on Zoom. On Wednesday, the noon meditation is in person, and on Fridays at 4:30 on Zoom, you can participate with chair yoga with Barbie. To get details on what's happening, check the e-news or the website calendar. A general reminder, we do ask people to wear their masks while inside the building. If you go to the fellowship afterwards, please get your food and go out on the promenade, at which point, if you feel comfortable, you can take the mask off or whatever you're led to do there. Our prayer chaplains are here with us today, and I would ask them to stand if we have prayer chaplains. Okay, there, okay, great. So if you've got a need or a celebration, you can contact one of the prayer chaplains and stand up with them. I think that almost done here. Next Friday, October 8th, movie night, Dan's going to have a new movie. It's called Visions of a Universal Humanity. This was a film, I guess, from 2010. Futurist Barbara Marx Hubbard brings us together with some of the finest minds of our time and presents us with a positive future scenario. Good. I need a good future scenario that's positive. How about you? All right, that concludes it for the transformational opportunities. So I think, Patty, it's on.
All right, come on in.
As the light, we are walking as the light of God. As the light, 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 as the light of God.
Good morning, everyone, or good afternoon, I should say. I'm Melody. I'm our Director of Youth and Family Ministry here. And Stephanie Clark was with me today working with the kids. So we had 4 kids with us, and they all want to tell you about our day. So we're going to start with Lainey. What did we talk about?
We talked about love and how God is love.
We talked about this story that it's called Love Game, I think. Yeah. Oh God. Okay. We went out in the children's garden today and we picked a bunch of fruit. We picked peppers, tomatoes. What was the other? Tomatillos? Tomatillos. I don't know what they are, but I guess they taste good.
Hi. So after we had we went outside and did a class outside, and when we were done, we were allowed to go near the pond where the fish is, and we got to feed them.
So today we talked about the different kinds of love, from people love to God love, and what is God and love. And we also talked about, the story was about a young boy who was ill, and he had a pet that his dad brought home, and they took care of each other and how they both loved each other, to explain that type of love as well. So we had a great day today. These girls, as always, I learned something new from every class I do with these guys. So, a couple of things. We are going to be having another training session for anyone who's interested in volunteering or teaching with the Youth and Family Ministries. I'm going to try this one on a Wednesday morning from 10 to 12. It will be by Google Teams. So if anyone's interested, please just let me know. We're also going to have a movie night this month. It's going to be Halloween Town, and we're going to do pizza party and popcorn and all that kind of good stuff. So I'm hoping people will come for that. And then sure that they have already talked about it, but look in the e-news for information on all of that, as well as our Boo and Stew at the end of the month. So thank you, guys.
Acknowledge everyone who helped make today possible, our beautiful music team. Thank you. And I know Ruth is in the back, and I can't see that far to tell you who else is. Oh, Veronica, okay, thank you. Carrie, thank you. And Sherry. Oh, Sherry, okay, I thought she said Carrie. Now I can't see or hear, huh? And our ushers today, we appreciate you. I know Mark was greeting and Bob. Thank you. And Fred. Brennan, okay. Not even close. Okay, and then our fellowship team. Now, if you like having coffee and having food and getting to visit, say, hey, I'm willing to do that, because let's give them some support. I love that we are that kind of church. So our time of service has ended, and our ministry of love continues, and we go on into our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us, the love of God enfolds us, the power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well.